Representative Candelora, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this amendment would merely require that the House rules vote on any contracts or awards or agreements that have been negotiated and put forth between the executive branch and any of our state unions. I would move adoption. Mr. Speaker, this amendment, I think, is an important one. We heard today in the governor's speech about the 30 years of spiraling pension obligations. And I remember in 2007 when I first entered this chamber and the budget was starting to fall into deficit and Connecticut was hitting troubled times, that many people in the chamber came to the realization that our pension contracts were being underfunded and that the executive branch unilaterally could make the decision to not fully fund our pensions. And I think it took a lot of members by surprise. Being a freshman that year, I was surprised that there were a number of people in the chamber, veterans, that had no idea really what the substance of those contracts were all about. And when I subsequently served on the Appropriations Committee and served and saw how the process worked with these contracts, I realized very quickly why that was that we didn't know. Because the way our rules are set up right now, the legislature doesn't get an opportunity to really scrutinize the contracts, know what's in it before we take a vote. These expenses comprise a great majority of our overall budget. And every year we are struggling to try to balance that budget. I think it's important that the legislature have a greater say in that process. And so I put forth this amendment so that we could have that opportunity and have that discussion so that it does not become merely the executive branch and the union sitting down at the table and coming to an agreement, that we would have an opportunity to ratify that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.